Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Kosi, and in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful shift dress. So if this sounds like something you're interested to learn, please keep on watching and let's get started. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload new video. So guys, I'll be making use of this African print. So what I have here is 3 yards. Okay, so I'm going to now open it up, then I'll fold it into two. Okay, the first thing I will cut is the front piece, so I'm going to just fold it into two like this. Then I'll take the length of this gown. The measurement for the length of this gown is 44. You can see the akara is by 45 by length, so I'm going to use the 1.5 inch for the allowance. Okay, so that is the 44 inch, which is the actual length of this gown. Okay, so once you're through with that, next you want to do is to make a straight line here. Just mark your starting line like I always do. So after that, you place your tape from the starting line, come down by your bust line. So her own is 12 inch because she's very tall and she's busty. After that, you mark your waistline, and from the waistline, come down by 8 or 9 inch for your hip line. Okay, so her own is 9 inch. After I was done with that, I will mark half of her shoulder measurement plus half an inch stitching allowance. After marking, I'm going to come down by her armhole depth. So her armhole depth is 9 inch. So I'll just mark 9 inch here. Okay. Then from that same line, I'll mark the half of her measurement, her shoulder measurement. Then I'll connect the line this way. Then I'm also going to come down by half an inch for her shoulder slope, and I'll mark 3.5 inch for her neck width. Then I'll just go ahead and connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. Okay, just like this. Once you're through with that, measure what you have left from there to the armhole, divide what you have, get the midpoint. Then from there you come inside by half an inch on the chest line, mark quarter of your bust measurement, go ahead and connect the three dots you have here, just like you see me doing here. Okay, so once I'm through with that, next thing I want to do now is to add her measurement. So I'm going to mark quarter of her bust measurement plus 2 inch allowance. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the waistline, mark 2 inch for the allowance. Then on the hip, divide the hip by 4, then add 2 inch for the allowance. Go ahead and connect. Once you connect the dot you have to place your tape on the hip line, measure what you have there in total, and you place it on the side like you mark the same thing on the hemming side. Okay, on the down part, then go ahead and connect. So after connecting, I'm going to now go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting this out, I will place another fabric, make sure it's on a fold, then I'll cut the back piece. Okay, just like this. So I'm going to now cut the back piece. For the back piece, I just left about almost 1 inch for the zip allowance. It's not up to 1 inch though, that's why I said almost 1 inch for zip allowance. So go ahead and shape your dress like you trim the side, the armhole side, and all of that. So once you're through with that, I'm going to now come down by 7 inch for the neck depth of the front piece. So I'll mark 7 inch here. Then I also mark 5 inch. So 5 inch is for the round neckline, and the 7 inch there, that is remaining 2 inch, is for the slit because it will have slit in front. Okay, so I'll just connect the round neckline this way, and I'll just cut it out. Then I'll just give the slit, like I'll slash through the center front till I get to that point where I chalked. Okay, you just slash this way, okay, through the center front. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to come down by 3 inch for the neck depth of the back piece, connect it this way, then go ahead and cut it out. So this is just a round neckline. Okay, so after cutting, guys, next thing I want to do is to I want to just give a little slash, like I want to come down a little bit. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I am going to extend the waistline for the back piece. I will extend the waistline for the back piece. Then I'm going to just subtract about quarter of an inch for zipper bulge. Okay, so on that waistline, I came inside a little bit by quarter of an inch. So I went ahead to mark. So after slashing first, I'll go ahead and trim it out. Can you see? I just removed the zipper budge. Okay. So after cutting it out, guys, this is what I have. So it will have a front pocket. So I came down by 19 inch. Then I marked it and I came down again by 8 inch for the depth of the pocket. For the pocket length, okay, and I also give a notch. This is not really necessary because I'm also going to use lining to turn it outside right. So after sewing with lining, I'm going to add the pocket. Okay, so this is the sleeve. I want to cut a short basic sleeve. So for the sleeve length, what I have there is 9.5 inch, including the folding allowance. Okay, so after marking, I am going to now mark half of around sleeve measurement. Then I'll add 1 inch for the allowance. Then once I'm through with that, I'll come down by 3.5 inch. Then go ahead and connect it like this. Okay, you connect it to that point this way. After connecting, you go ahead and trim it out. Okay, you just cut it out. After cutting the first sleeve, I'm going to cut the second sleeve. Okay, you place it this way, go ahead and cut it out. So guys, after cutting, I'm going to come up by 1 inch on the side, then give a notch. Okay, so if I want to fold the sleeve now, I'll use the 1 inch to fold it. All right, so this is the pocket. For the pocket length and the folding allowance, I marked 9.5 inch. After that, I'll cut it out. Then I'll also cut the second piece as well.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go.
After cutting, I'll also come up by 1 inch here. Then I'll also give a notch as well. Like I'll just make a notch. So that is the upper part of the pocket. I'll just fold it this way. Then I'll just sew. Okay, so this is a blank lining. I have just two yards here. So I'm going to cut the front and back piece here. So I've gone ahead to cut the front and back piece out of camera, as you can see. So this is the front piece. So I'll just explain what I did here on the lining. So if you look at the lining very well, if you watch what I'm doing, you would notice the both pieces are not actually the same length. Okay, so the main fabric is much longer than the lining itself. So for the lining, it's 1 inch shorter, as you can see. Remember, I added just 1.5 inch for the allowance. Okay, so I'll just use half an inch to join and sew, then use the remaining half inch to sew the neckline as well. So you're going to now place the lining the right side facing each other. Go ahead and sew from the down part. After sewing the down part first, you're going to sew through the neckline like this. Okay, remember to give a notch, and after that you sew on the both side. So after sewing, you will have that turn up effect. Then also repeat the same thing on the back piece. So I've gone ahead to sew. This is the back piece. This is what I did. This is what I sew, and that is the turn up. And this is the back piece, like the wrong side of the dress. Okay, so after sewing everything, I'm going to turn it outside right from the armhole. So this is the front piece and this is the slit we have in front. You can see how everything is looking, and that is the turn up effect we have at the right side of the dress. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to place my tape from the shoulder. I'm going to now come down by the 19 inch. This is where I'm going to be fixing the pocket. It's a front pocket, so after marking 19 inch, I am going to come down by 8 inch. This is for the pocket length. Okay, so I also repeat the same thing on the other side. Come down by your waistline. Her own is 19 inch, so the 16 inch I marked on the in the beginning of this video is just the underboard. Sorry. So come down by 8 inch for the pocket length. Then fold it into two and get the midpoint of the dress. Okay, get the center of the dress. Then go ahead and chalk it like you make a straight line. So this shows is the center of the dress. Okay, if you also have light can go ahead and iron. Okay, so after that I'm also going to, from that same line from the center front, I'll mark 3.5 inch. So that is how much distance I want for the placement of the pocket. Okay, so you can also mark 2 inch if you want. If you want it more close, I can mark 2 inch. So I don't want the pocket too wide as well. Okay, so that's why I mark this 3.5 inch. You can see the markation I have there. Okay, so I'm going to now keep this aside. Now work on the pocket. So these are the two pieces for the pocket. From that notched side, I'm going to fold it this way. Then go ahead and sew. Okay, repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So after folding, guys, this is what I have. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the dress. Then I'm going to place the pocket this way. Fold in about half an inch. Then go ahead and place the pocket. Also pin it. You can see what I'm doing here. Continue pinning. You fold the pocket with half an inch. Also fold the hemming part. Then secure with your pin just like you see me doing here. Okay, so after pinning this side, I'm going to I'll be trim off the excess I have on the side. Then repeat the same thing on this other side as well.
Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always, always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always, always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
After pinning, go ahead and sew on the tip this way. Repeat the same thing on the down part. Do the same thing on the side. Repeat the same thing on this other side. Do the same thing on the down part. Repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have. So the next thing I did was to trim the armhole side. Like I trimmed the lining on the armhole side. So now I am going to place the back piece. Then join the shoulder. This is how I join my shoulder if I'm sewing with lining. Okay, you just lap it this way. Just flip it in with one of the lining. Flip it this way. Go ahead and pin. Then also sew with half an inch. Okay, so guys, after sewing you will have something looking like this, and you can see how neat it looks on the inside. So after sewing, guys, this is what I have here, and you can see how neat it looks on the inside. Can you see? The next thing I want to do now is to work on the center back. So you're going to just fold in the center back this way. That is the zip allowance side. You just fold it this way. So after folding, this is the zip I'm making use of, and I have about size 24 here. So I'm going to now attach the zip. Then from the zip side, I'll come up by at least half an inch or 1 inch. Then I'll tie the zip from there, from the neckline to this end where I chalked. Then go ahead and sew this opening I have left between this inch I just marked here. Okay. So guys, after attaching my zip, you can see what I have here. The next thing I want to do now is to join the sleeve as well. Okay. So for the sleeve, I'll fold the hem part. Can you see with the 1 inch I notched? After folding, also notch the center front of your sleeve, like the midpoint of your sleeve you notch. Then after notching, you have to place it on the shoulder side of the dress. Then go ahead and sew it half an inch, just like this. Also repeat the same thing on the other side. Then after sewing my sleeve, I will also shape the both side, and that will be the end of today's tutorial. Okay, so after shaping the both side, I also iron it, and this is the actual result. This is the result of my beautiful dress. So guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.
Savannah.
Bye.